A lot of my time as a cryptid hunter is spent walking around the deep parts of the national parks that barely, if ever, get frequented. I'm on a sort of retainer by the national park system to walk the interiors of the western and northwestern United States. The country is split into sections, and groups of local cryptid hunters handle the parks that are in their respective sections. There is some crossover, and I get to work with new people and explore parks all over the country, but this story takes place in the Northwest. I always look forward to these types of missions. Very rarely does anything ever happen, and more often than not, it's just a bunch of animals and me out there in the forest. The park system needs someone like me simply because I notice things that rangers may miss. It isn't because they don't see the same things I do, it's just they don't know what to look for and what to take note of or what to dismiss. My trek out into the woods and around the park had started out well. The weather was beautiful, just warm enough during the day to make it comfortable and just chilly enough at night to let you recover and rest peacefully. At night I would sit by the fire and plan the next day's hike. I hadn't seen any signs of anything dangerous so far, so I was really beginning to relax and just enjoy my government-sponsored camping trip. The next day the hike took a strange turn. I was hiking around deep in the woods at this point when I noticed something out of place hanging from a tree nearby. It was something a human would put there, something unnatural to the environment. I got in closer to get a better look. It was a portrait, a very detailed portrait of a girl etched into a thin piece of bark. Looking ahead, I could see there were more of these drawings. There were too many to count. They seemed to go on as far as I could see, decorating the forest like a Christmas tree. I was unnerved, to say the least. No one lives out here. I've been on this same route before and explored just about every inch of the park. Never had I seen anyone or any signs of life this far in. I sincerely doubt that I had missed a colony of artists making portraits and decorating the woods. I decided to walk along the pathway that the portraits had been hung along. It was not an easy walk. The brush was overgrown and some of the drawings were even covered up by overgrown foliage. Each portrait was so detailed, they must have taken someone a lot of time. Who were the people in the portraits, I wondered? They must have meant something special to their creator to invest so much work and time into their creations. After about an hour, I had reached the end of the line of pictures, and I found myself at the top of a valley. A valley I knew. A valley I was supposed to be a 2-day hike away from. It wasn't possible to cross that distance in that amount of time. I could see people down in the valley hiking and enjoying the park. I had somehow crossed 20 miles in a matter of hours, back to civilization. Half of me wasn't sure if what I was seeing was real. Was it a mirage? Had I become delirious during the hike and not noticed? I made my way down into the valley, past people having picnics and playing on the grassy rest areas. The park patrons would quiet down as I passed them. I think they were afraid, unable to tell if I was a legitimate government official or just some random nut that had wandered out of the woods. The shotgun and bandolier of ammunition didn't seem to ease any of their worries. I went to the water fountain, took a sip of water, and splashed some water on the back of my neck and face. As it dried, I looked around the valley and the people. It all looked real to me. I debated whether I should fire off a shot in the air just to see what kind of reactions I would get, but I became distracted. Across the path from me was a billboard and a map of the park, and on that billboard was a mess of missing person posters. Immediately, I recognized some of the faces. I ran over to the billboard and started flipping through the wall of missing posters. These were the same people, the same faces from the portraits hanging in the forest. I looked back at the tree line where I had emerged from looking for answers, but there were no answers to be found. I had never experienced anything remotely similar to what just happened. I headed back to the ranger station. I needed to do more research, to figure out what was going on in those woods. I needed to know. Whatever was out there had bested me without me even noticing. I had been manipulated so that I wouldn't find the truth of what lurks out there in the forest. I was outmatched, but next time, I'll be ready.